Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Hello, Internet. Welcome in to the Best Things Podcast. I'm your host, Craig. Across from me, your host, Aaron, who survived.
I survived.
You're alive.
I made it, yeah. The plane did not crash that I was on.
As far as you know.
As far as I know, because I was not on the plane.
Yeah, you gotta walk us through this story.
Okay, yeah.
It is incredible.
I do want to go on a quick rant at American Airlines. I've tagged them and everything on socials as well, just to make sure that they feel my outrage. But 3 hours before our flight was supposed to leave for Memorial Day weekend, American canceled our flight to Salt Lake City and encouraged me to rebook it for the next morning. And so, frustrated, but with no other options at the moment, I do so. And then receive an email that says, hey, we might cancel your flight tomorrow as well. Man, that's not a good feeling.
No.
So, all of a sudden, in the middle of the morning, we're like, okay, we could lose 2 days if they cancel tomorrow, you know. We're like, let's just throw everything in the car and let's do a major road trip. Let's just get to Utah.
A major road trip.
1,400 miles.
Big thing.
You know, and we talked about on this show a few months ago about the best things about road trips. Yeah. You know, and road trips are fun. We just hadn't intended on doing this one, but middle of the morning would have been nice to have left earlier in the day.
Yeah.
But we throw everything in. I cancel the flight for the next morning myself. And it's a good thing that I did because I signed up for text alerts from American on the flights. And 3 hours after we leave for Utah, they go ahead and preemptively cancel the following day's rescheduled flight. So had we chosen to have waited, we might have never made it to Utah. I don't know.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you had waited? You probably would have conceivably just canceled the trip.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you've missed 2 days, 2 full days of us trying to pack in all of the national parks we were going to, it was going to be a ruined trip. Thankfully, it turned out to be a really good trip, one that we've talked about planning and organizing.
Right,
you know how I like to plan and organize.
Yeah.
And I had already said that I didn't do a whole lot of planning on this trip. I let Erica do most of it. And then to just all of a sudden, we're going to up and change. We're not flying. We're not renting a car. We're going to drive 1,400 miles. This was all just like we're flying by the seat of our pants on this one. And we're winging it. We don't know where we're staying tonight. We're on a legit road trip, wind in our hair.
I mean, there's got to be pros and cons to that. I mean, there's probably some fun, like just going where the wind takes you.
Yeah.
You know? But there's also the panic of...
Yes.
Now we have to, I mean, it's going to cost you money probably.
Oh, yeah.
Because you didn't research stuff out as much as you wanted to.
Well, it cost us 2 extra nights on the road, having to stay to drive 1,400 miles.
Yeah.
We lost our first night in Utah that we had already paid for. We lost our last night in Utah that we had already paid for at our Airbnb because we had to leave early. So I still have yet to get any kind of answer from American Airlines.
No, you never will.
But they're going to continue to hear from me, and I'm sure a lot of other people as well. And it wasn't just American. Yeah. It was a bad weekend.
It was a bad weekend.
Over 3,000 flights were canceled.
American is historically terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always had problems with American. They constantly will delay or cancel or lump people in together. I mean, it's just, or split people up.
Right.
They're just...
Well, when I rebooked our flight for the next day, we were not able to sit together unless I spent $45 to upgrade one of the seats, which I chose to do.
Yeah.
And then after I canceled my flight, I still haven't got my $45 back yet on that seat either. So, you know, I guess we're going to go round and round on this.
Wow.
With American.
American, obviously not a sponsor. And
no.
American, if you'd like to stop us from just flaming you, sponsor the podcast. Will require at least $45. How much do they put you out?
Another $600 in lost hotels and Airbnbs.
Yeah. So here's the amount that you have to pay to sponsor an episode of this podcast that reaches dozens of people.
That's right. How was your Memorial Day?
It was good. It was kind of chill, I guess. We, it's rib weekend for us, so there was lots of rib eating. I actually had some rib leftovers today.
Oh man, I've been thinking about ribs all day.
It was. I mean, other than that, it was pretty chill. Doing some stuff around the house, taking it easy. I mean, it's what you do on a holiday weekend, right? Extra day, you try to lounge around, get some stuff done. We're pretty basic and boring.
That's always, that's relaxing. Yeah. So nice.
One thing that we do like to do around Memorial Day weekend is be outside.
Yeah.
And I think that brings us to today's topic.
It does.
This was your pick, and I like this pick. I think this is a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about outdoor games. So if you can play a game outside, we're going to talk about it today. Outdoor games. I like outdoor games. We're in summer now. The weather's been pretty decent.
Today's a beautiful day here in
Today
Arkansas.
is great.
It's not a typical day for us at this point. Low humidity.
Yeah. All things considered, spring is usually pretty good if you can avoid tornadoes and storms. But I like outdoor games when I don't have to sweat too much. I hate to sweat, and in Arkansas, usually the humidity.
You're just drenched.
Oh yeah, within 5 minutes of me being outside in the humidity, I got a wet T-shirt on.
Yeah,
and nobody wants to see that.
No, because that's not the contest that we were going for.
That is not. But so we're going to talk about yard games today, and talk about all the things about them. So you ready to just dive into it? Let's dive.
Before we figure out which one's the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for the thing about the things.
All right, so we're going to talk about all the things. We're going to talk about our favorite yard games and outdoor games. I'm going to be honest with you. My list leans toward like your stuff you play in the backyard or at the beach or at the park or stuff like that. There's obviously a lot of other outdoor games. The major ones are on TV right now.
Oh yeah,
you got baseball and football and stuff like that. But I don't know how your list looks or the things you have on it. Mine typically you can play in a backyard or a park.
Yeah. Same here.
What do you think is the most common? Like the most common outdoor game. If we had to pick one, I guess I need to look up our tiebreaker.
Oh yeah. Is there a Ranker article about this? Surely there is.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to stop saying Ranker so we can get them to sponsor us.
Yeah.
But go ahead and what do you think is the most popular? I'm not gonna look. I'm just curious what we think right now.
I would have to say, I would think volleyball would rank up pretty high on most people's list. I know that's kind of an outdoor game that we gravitate toward. Your classic horseshoes, I think, would have to be way up there.
I would think the first one that came to mind was cornhole.
Yeah.
That is.
Now,
that got really big during quarantine.
I don't know the history of cornhole. I don't know if you know the history of cornhole.
I do know some history of cornhole.
In my mind, I feel like this is a relatively new thing.
Oh, no, sir.
No.
It is quite old.
Okay.
So there's actually some varying historical research done on cornhole. They're not quite sure where it originated. I do know that it is now professionally governed by the American Cornhole Organization, the ACO, founded in 2004 by Frank Greers in Milford, Ohio. So 2004, it became officially an organized sport, governed tournaments. I mean, it's on ESPN.
It's on ESPN.
It's everywhere now. Yeah. But depending on the research, there are multiple theories about its invention. So there are 4 prevailing theories that it could be, and they just don't know which one is the most accurate. A, cornhole began when ancient peoples tossed rocks into holes in the ground.
Okay.
Makes sense. I don't know if how deep their scoring system was, but that's kind of where it lands. B, Illinois Native American Black Hawk. Let me say that again. Illinois' Native American Black Hawk tribes tossed dry bean-filled pig bladders back and forth as a game. C, it was invented by a Kentucky farmer, or I almost said 4. Or D, the Germans invented it. Now, out of all of those, the Kentucky Farmer is probably the most likely.
I was going to say, if we're getting to choose what we want out of these, I'm choosing the Kentucky Farmer that came up with this idea.
That's probably the most likely. I want the dried bean filled pig bladder to be the one. That's the most interesting to me.
That is interesting. It sounds a lot like the beginning of football.
Yeah.
Because it was a pig bladder, I believe, or a pig stomach.
Yeah.
Maybe a sheep stomach, something, some sort of intestinal thing was used.
Yeah.
I was just, I can't believe I didn't think of cornhole when I started talking about it, because driving over here, I've got a big Arkansas Razorback set of cornhole. What do you call those? Boards?
Boards, yeah.
Yeah. I've got them in the back of the car right now.
Yeah, I've got some in my garage. I like cornhole. I'm pretty good at cornhole. If I'm allowed to kind of toot my own horn a little bit, I'm not like awesome, but like I'm fairly accurate. When I'm
From
playing.
what distance though?
Your standard distance. I mean, I'm not quite sure what that exactly is, but like, 10, 15, 20 feet, something like that.
I think that it's the last time we played, because I was looking up the cornhole rules. That's what I was trying to get here. They have 27 feet.
Wow. So that's the organized sport. That seems far.
Wait. The court length from the back of one cornhole board to the back of the other one is 45 feet.
Wow.
Long. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think I could still do that. We never take the measure out and say that it's got to be regulation. We always just set it up, a distance apart from each other and just start playing.
Is it your favorite outdoor game?
I will save that in my back pocket for the bracket. I don't want to give anything away right now.
But it's
up there for sure.
It doesn't require a lot of energy.
No, you just toss a bag back and forth. Well, you have to have a partner.
It's good
to
for
do it the right way.
Yeah, it's good for most ages.
Yeah,
probably 2 to 92.
Yeah,
4 to
probably not 2.
84.
Yeah. We both work with teenagers a lot, and I will set up cornhole for students, and teenagers don't have sometimes the attention span for cornhole. What usually happens, especially for the younger teenagers, is they will start out playing a game of cornhole and get bored with it pretty quickly, and then just start trying to trick shot. They'll go like 100 feet on the other side of a building, just trying to see if they can launch it and make it in the hole.
Like they're doing Dude Perfect stuff.
Exactly.
With cornhole.
They think they're a YouTube star at that point.
Yep. Have you ever played washers?
Yeah.
Because it's basically cornhole with washers.
Right. There's a lot of those yard games that have that similar tie. Washers, horseshoes, ladder ball, they all kind of involve throwing something to get to a target.
The horseshoes, since you brought it up, where are you at on horseshoes?
I am not great.
Neither am I. Somebody got me a horseshoe set a couple years ago. I think I got it as a Christmas gift. We had an unseasonably warm Christmas a couple years ago.
Yeah.
The last 2 Christmases, I think. It's been up in the 70s. It's been nice. We've been able to go do outdoor games on Christmas Day, which is kind of weird.
I wouldn't call it nice, but
it was.
I like my Christmases like 30 degrees. I want it freezing on Christmas.
Oh, I'm with you, but I'm just talking weather-wise. I was wearing shorts on Christmas this last year. We were smoking brisket in the backyard and playing horseshoes on Christmas Day, which is kind of weird for us. But horseshoes, it's not one that I've played. I always think of old men.
You're right, yeah.
When I think of horseshoes, but I had a lot of fun playing it.
Horseshoes reminds me of golf in the fact that I think I'm better than I am, and I always think I can be better than I am while I'm playing it. I'll throw it, I'll get close, I'm like, oh, I can do better. In reality, I can't. I'm not going to get better at this game.
It was one of those games where I was, again, surprised at how far the actual distance was supposed to be when it was set up.
Yeah.
And, I'm probably just way out of shape. But after several games of throwing those horseshoes that far.
When you have a real horseshoe, too.
My arms were tired.
They make them now rubber or plastic also, but when you get a real iron horseshoe or whatever they are.
I mean, it was a workout.
Yeah. But there's satisfaction when you hear that clang. You know that. Okay. No, that doesn't do it. No, still nothing. I thought I could replicate it on the mic stand, but I can't. But it's a satisfying sound. You know, when you ring it.
Yep.
That's what they call it, right?
A ringer.
When you get yourself a ringer.
Yeah.
Another kind of throwing, tossing game, bocce ball.
Okay, that's one I've never played. That's like a beach game, isn't it? You got to have sand?
No, you can play it in the yard.
Can you?
Yeah, you can play it anywhere. Bocce ball is, I didn't realize how popular it is. It is the third most played sport in the world behind soccer and golf.
What?
The third most played sport in the world, bocce ball.
No way.
Yeah. Regulated in the U.S. by the Bocce Federation, created in 1977. Bocce can be traced back to 5200 BC. Like, this has been played for a long time. And I'm assuming, you know, the basic premise of it is you have a smaller ball and you rock, paper, scissors, or you I don't know, you determine high number or whatever. Whoever gets to throw it, whichever team or person gets to throw it. They throw that ball out there, and then you're just trying to get your ball closer to the main ball. Like, that's the goal. You got to get yours closer.
I have never played.
You've never played? That's the basic premise.
I didn't know what the premise was either.
It's pretty simple. I mean, it's a coin flip. Sorry. Coin flip, toss the smaller ball beyond the center of the court, then roll the larger bocce balls as close to it as possible. The winning team must score 12, 16, or 21 points. Huh. So it's a very simple game.
Do you have a bocce ball set?
I used to. Long time ago. I haven't had it for a while now. It's fun. I mean, it's very chill. It reminds me a little bit of, for me, it falls in like with a cube or a croquet, that kind of, croquet is kind of different. Croquet is
more like golf.
Yeah. I guess it would be, I'm trying to think of what bocce would be compared to, as far as probably something like cube would be the closest thing to it.
So since you mentioned that one, that's the next one I was going to bring up, because it has become probably our favorite outdoor yard game the last few years, and I think you introduced it to us a few years ago.
Which my brother introduced it to me.
Yes. And, I mean, you talk about the history of a game.
Yeah.
I always enjoy when new people come over to play and we introduce it to them, and they're like, oh, I've never heard of this. I love giving them the history of Cube.
Give us the history.
So this goes back to the Viking days. After they would finish pillaging a village, they would then take the femurs of the people that they have pillaged, and
you were searching for pillaged,
and they would then take the skulls and line them up at the opposite end, and the femurs would become the sort of the baton like you would use in Cube, and you'd throw it and you'd knock the skulls over, and then in the center of the field is the king's head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a brutal history to this game. Everybody's like, oh, this looks like a really nice yard. It's like, oh man, this is a fantastic yard game. Let me tell you the brutal history of what we're about to do, and now pick up someone's femur and throw it over there at that head. It's hilarious to watch reactions as you tell it.
We love taking Cube to the beach every time we go. It's for us, it's a great beach game. You play it at, it's a little bit, I don't want to say more difficult, but it's a little different playing on sand than
I would imagine
grass. But it's equally as fun. And we usually go out on the days that we're out there at dusk. Maybe we go shopping, or it's a rainy day in the morning and it clears up in the afternoon. We'll go out at dusk or an hour or so before sunset, hop out there. You just walk off. You can create the court in the sand, and then you can throw it out there. It's always a lot of fun. My brother, who introduced the game to me, goes and or he has, I don't know if he has done it this year, but in years past he's been part of an Arkansas team that goes and competes at nationals, like the national competition, which in December 13th in 2011 in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, declared itself to be the Cube capital of North America. And so that is the big home of Cube. We're watching college baseball right now, and Omaha is the home of college baseball. Right. Eau Claire is the home of Cube, and so that's like the mecca where people go in the U.S. at least, or North America to play in these big national tournaments. And it's my brother has told many stories of how competitive it can get and how specific and detailed these teams can, because you do it with teams.
Right.
You can do it individually, but it's usually played competitively with teams.
Yes.
And man, there's every person on the team has a different role to play. You know, you've got your person throwing in the cubes, you got your person throwing the batons, you got your king slayer. I mean, you got all these different people playing these roles. It's really interesting.
It's a very simple game to learn.
Yeah.
It can be a dangerous game though. We played it in Florida.
Speaking of femurs.
Yeah. I took one to the femur last year, a baton that we were playing on a hard surface down in Pensacola, and it bounced, and I was trying to get out of the way of the baton, and man, it nailed me in the kneecap, and it swelled up so big I could barely move my knee for the next 2 days. I mean, it hurt so bad, and I mean, it was just like this hollow, sound when it hit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Everybody just heard it, and I was like, oh, no, it's going to be fine. And it just started swelling up, and I can't bend my knee.
Yeah.
So
you can get you a gash, a pretty good gash when one hits you.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, these are just solid wood blocks.
Yep.
I'm surprised. I have not seen a plastic set. I don't think plastic would work as well.
I don't think so either.
Especially if it was any kind of hollow.
I like the simplicity of the game. I mean, they're just wooden blocks.
Yeah.
It's something, if you're kind of one of those DIY people and you enjoy working with wood, it'd be a fun game just to make. You know?
Well, my brother has done woodworking, and so I don't think he made his own set, but he took it and like varnished it and painted it and stained it. So his set looks really nice. It's red, white, blue with wood trim with the red, white, and blue on the heads and stuff. I haven't done that with my set. But yeah, his looks really, really, really nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you could do a lot, but I agree with you. Like I do think the simplicity of it is really attractive.
What about croquet?
Let's talk about croquet. I loved croquet as a kid. I have not played it in years though.
Same.
I don't have a set.
I remember, I mean, that's one of the things I can remember from being a child is when my parents would have people over that they would always have the croquet set up in the backyard. And I haven't played it in probably 20 years.
Yeah.
But I can remember them doing it, hitting the ball through the little horseshoe or the little gateway things, It feels, and again, I don't know if you have the history of this pulled up or not, but in my mind, it feels like this is a fancy game. I feel like this is something that people in France, maybe England, like after you've had tea and biscuits, they probably weren't eating ribs. I feel like they were dressed up, in fancy clothes. Guys were in like top hats, tails. Women were in the big Victorian dress. And then they go, and it feels like it is a sophisticated game. Like we're going to retire to the, they probably didn't call it a backyard either. There's probably a better name for the backyard. And we're gonna play croquet.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on. That's what I always think of too. According to Wikipedia, the oldest document to bear the word croquet with a description of the modern game is the set of rules registered by a Brit, I believe, in November of 1856 in London.
Boom.
So it's now a public office and public record. In 1868, there was the first meet was happened in London. It's the same year the All England Croquet Club was formed in Wimbledon, London.
Wow!
So we're feeling the fancy,
yeah.
Right? The first origin theory. Let me look at this. The first explanation is that the ancestral game was introduced in Britain. Oh, even earlier, to Britain from France during the 1660s, during the reign of Charles II of England, Scotland, and Ireland. So this was a game played by kings and by royalty.
It feels like almost a lot like polo, isn't it?
Yeah,
without the horses.
Pretty much. I mean, honestly, as far as I can tell. But you're right. It does feel like a fancy game. It's one you would do after afternoon tea out on the lawn.
You would have like tiny finger sandwiches.
Yeah.
People have, ladies with parasols.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun, and there's some good strategy involved too.
Yes.
You got to hit that that just right to get the other ball to move forward, and you can't hit it like a golf ball. Really, you want to just be beside it, but you got to do it between the legs, right?
I think that's correct.
I think that's.
It's been so long.
Real way you're supposed to do it.
I remember my parents, I think, must have had a good set, or maybe things were higher quality 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
And they bought it probably 30 plus years ago. But I've seen a few people with croquet sets in the last few years, and it's like they break really easy, like the mallets and stuff. I've seen a few people, and they're like snap. I don't know if they're playing it wrong. They're trying to play golf with it, and it's like,
probably true.
4, smack it. But I want to play croquet again.
I do too.
Now that we're talking about it and looking at it,
I'm going to look on Amazon.
I go back in my mind thinking, that was fun when I was a kid.
I don't think our yard would be a good croquet yard, though. I think, because I like our grass tall, and I think you need pretty...
Shorter. It's not going to roll very...
Yeah, I think you need a little thinner grass.
I've got enough room at my place that we could play it.
Yeah.
It's not... we live out in the country, and so it's kind of a rough terrain.
Which, we used to play a lot at my grandparents' house, and they lived out in the country, and that kind of made it more exciting. Like you had to set up your little course around trees and rocks, and the dog go chase at a croquet ball or something.
I think we're gonna have to do that this summer.
We are. We really do need to. What else do you have?
Okay. Do you remember Capture the Flag?
Yeah, play it a lot. Well, I don't play it as much now. I tell teenagers how to play it.
This is a game typically younger people will play, but it's one from my memory of being one of the most fun games that we did. And now we combine it, because again, I played a lot with teenagers. We do it every summer where we combine Capture the Flag with a water balloon fight. And those two things seem to go like hand in glove together. Water balloons and Capture the Flag. Fantastic, especially in the South where it's really hot.
Yeah.
You involve water balloons, you find a way to involve that. It becomes a lot of fun. I do have a story. I broke my front tooth playing Capture the Flag when I was young.
Really?
So there's a lot of memories. Like it just cracked it diagonally. Somebody tripped me, fell. We were playing in a gym that day. I hit the gym floor and just cracked it diagonally.
Oh my
I've
gosh.
had 3 root canals over my life due to that. So I'll never forget Capture the Flag. But I love to mix it with water balloons.
Yeah.
Where you're tagging people with the water balloon. It's awesome.
It is probably one of the games you can have the most variations to.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of them.
I mean, we do it multiple times a year. Like, well, just this past weekend with those students, we did it with Nerf guns.
Yes,
as a Nerf war. We've done it with like color powder. You're having the color powder war. You can do it at night with glow sticks or neon stuff. I mean, there's a billion ways you can play the game, and you can do it with 5 people or 50. I mean, the options are unlimited.
It is and we always like to do water balloons, but it feels like if you're just doing a straight up water balloon fight, they're gone like that.
Yeah.
So when you can take water balloons and mix it into something else that kind of limits how much people use them, we can make the water balloons last a lot longer.
Yeah.
And on the subject of water balloons, the dude who invented the self-tying water balloons a few years ago,
yes,
that man
Game
deserves a Nobel Prize.
Yeah, that is
the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
A fantastic invention.
Because that was the worst part of water balloons.
Oh, yeah.
They're a lot of fun, but to have to try to deal with them.
Oh, individually taking time?
Put that thing onto the water hose and they just drop off.
You got, 30, 100 at a time?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's incredible.
Yeah, there's some that pop before they pop out. You're going to have some casualties. You're going to have some collateral damage, but it's still way worth it every time.
Now, here is one that I saw. I've never heard of this. It's a ball. You throw it around the backyard with each other. You put all of your ice cream stuff in the middle of the ball.
What?
Yes. It's called a soft shell ice cream ball.
What?
You put all your stuff inside of it, and I guess there's something that freezes it inside. You go out for like 30 minutes, and you get your team, and you're playing with the ball, and when you're done, you open it up, and it's made ice cream. It's frozen in the ice cream plate. So that sounds like one of the most amazing things.
That is interesting.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I need to find that.
It says it's $41 at Amazon. Feels kind of high.
How big is the ball? Like baseball size, soccer ball? We talking exercise ball here? What are the dimensions?
8.5-inch diameter.
Okay, so about the width of a piece of paper.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's
That is a very
there it is with the top
interesting
open where you
concept.
serve ice cream out of it.
I would be so worried the top would fall off.
Pop off?
Yeah. Somebody would hit it just right and it would be gone. That's interesting, though. So you put ice cream in it, or you put milk and all the ingredients?
You put the ingredients in
Really?
it. And as you throw it and do whatever, you're churning the ice cream.
Wow.
So I feel like that would be incredible for parents who are trying to get their kids to do something. Like, hey, go
if
outside.
you want ice cream.
If you want ice cream, you want dessert tonight, you got to head outside and play.
That's
you know?
great. I guess you got to fit that whole thing in the freezer.
I would assume
You got to
so.
have room for it in your freezer somehow.
Or it looks like it may have some sort of container that goes into the middle of it, so you may freeze that.
Gotcha.
But that looks amazing.
That's innovative. I like innovation in yard games. That's fun to me. I got another one for you. Another one of my favorites that I don't get to play very often. Wiffle ball.
Oh, I forgot about wiffle ball.
Yeah, you just get out in the backyard or find a park or something, and you just play yourself a game of wiffle ball.
They have wiffle ball tournaments.
Oh yeah.
I remember as a kid, I would always run a little duct tape around the wiffle ball to add a little extra weight to it.
So you're starting to defeat the purpose of a wiffle ball, is what you're saying? Like, I want to get as close to baseball as I can without breaking a window. That's what I'm picturing happening here. I need some distance, but I don't want to break the window.
Exactly. Don't want to hurt anybody, but we want it to have a little more speed to it. Because sometimes it can be tough to throw those wiffle balls.
It can. Wiffle ball was invented by a Connecticut father for his son in 1953. The father was a semi-pro baseball pitcher. His son, wanting to follow in his dad's footsteps, practiced throwing sliders and curveballs with a golf ball. That would have done damage to the kid's arm by trying to throw a golf ball like that.
Okay.
So as a solution, the dad created a number of designs before settling on 2 concave halves of plastic with 8 different perforations. The son named it wiffle ball, a derivative from the term whiff, which people in their neighborhood used to identify as a strike. So anytime, they just called a strike a whiff, and wiffle ball was born. One of my favorite things I come across on TikTok is a live account of a professional wiffle ball league.
Wow.
And so they just have a camera set up in the corner, and I don't know if it's every night, but it's like at least certain times of the week, they play wiffle ball games. And it's this really professional looking thing. It's a small, like a T-ball size field, and it's just these grown men out there just playing wiffle ball. And it makes me want to get a group of 9 guys together and just go play some wiffle ball.
Yes.
Of course, now they have all the variations of the balls. Where you've got I don't think it's called dizzy ball, but it's maybe it is called dizzy ball. The one where you throw it and it goes all over the place.
I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah. I'll have to figure out. Find what
some major advancements in wiffle ball technology.
Yeah, it's like it starts with a B. B something ball. I don't know. I
breaking ball.
No, that's a real baseball term. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got all these different curves in it. So when you throw it, it does not go straight. Like it's going all over the place. It's catching all the wind, and it just does this. So it makes it incredibly hard to hit, and so and also hard to throw and get there. So it's like a dizzy ball.
Is it legal to play with it?
It's not illegal, but like in a wiffle ball game, no, you're not going to use that unless both teams agree, that's the game you're playing. But it's wild, man.
I can see that would be fun.
Yeah. We've played with wiffle softballs before too. Like they make bigger wiffle balls for softball, and they're thicker to give it that little extra weight. So you can't hit the wiffle softballs. It's ironic, in regular baseball, you can hit a baseball further than you can a softball.
Correct.
But wiffle's the opposite. Because of the extra plastic,
You can send it further.
you can smack a wiffle softball further than you can a wiffle
That makes sense.
baseball. But I love wiffle ball, man.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
I haven't played it, again, something I haven't played in years.
Is this? We've said this about a lot of these little games. You think it's because, and you've noticed the games we've said we've played have been games where you stand still. Is it because we're getting older or lazier? These games we're having to move around and run. We stopped playing.
Like, lots of activity in outdoor games. The older you get, the less you play those games.
That's right.
Like, another one that I remember playing a lot, and I still enjoy playing it, is dodgeball.
Ah, yeah, dodgeball.
I mean, I see the meme people share where it shows the dodgeball. It's like, you can still hear the sound of this hitting you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a
100%.
specific sound that dodgeball has when you're playing it, and you get hit with that rubber ball.
100%.
Love dodge. Kickball is another one.
Yeah.
I haven't played kickball in so long.
No. Always fun, though.
Yeah.
It's always fun. There's a new generation of games coming that has come in the last probably 10, 15 years. One of those, these are the last two I'll mention before we can move on, unless you've got some others. Spike ball. I am terrible at spike ball, but I love watching.
I've never played. I've always wanted to.
It is, you've got to have some serious hand-eye coordination and the athletic ability to be able to play this game. If you're not familiar, there's a net in the middle. You got a small ball, teams of two, and you spike the ball onto the net, and then the other team has to, you can tap it to your teammate, but the object is get it back to the net and up in the air, causing the other team to run around. It is incredible to watch, and it's fun to play. I'm just not very good at it.
Again, it's one of those sports I have seen on ESPN.
Right, yeah.
Where they have tournaments, and those guys are really talented.
It's a big beach game.
Yeah.
And another one is Can Jam. Now, I like playing Can Jam.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
You have two, they make them now portable, so you can get them in plastic or even collapsible, like nylon. But it's two, essentially looking like 5-gallon buckets.
Okay.
With a slit cut out in the middle of it, wide enough for a Frisbee to go into. And so one person, it's a little bit like cornhole in the fact that one person is throwing a Frisbee, your teams of two, one's throwing the Frisbee, and the goal is to get that Frisbee into the can. And you've got two ways of doing it. You can either go through the slit, or your partner can tap it in through the top of the bucket. Going through the slit gives you like 5 points. Through the top gives you a point or 3 points. But then the defense can also try to swat it out of the way. So that's another one who's, it's not as popular, but it's a lot of fun to play. Pretty easy going, play in the backyard.
I was going to mention Frisbee because it's just such a simple.
Yeah.
We were throwing a Frisbee around a few weeks ago, and it's like, man, I forgot how fun just throwing one of these discs around actually is.
You ever play Ultimate Frisbee?
No.
I love Ultimate, man.
It looks like a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. We went on a spring break retreat, and we played it for a little bit out there, and realized I'm old, and just bothered the ankle a little bit more that day. But man, it's fun.
Somebody for Christmas this year got me a giant outdoor yard Yahtzee.
Oh, that's cool.
So
big old dice.
Yeah.
Wooden.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring that one over.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to get together and have like just because we love to do our game nights.
Yeah.
Before it just like blasts us where it's too much hotter. We need to do an outdoor game night.
Yeah. Yeah. We grill some burgers.
Yes.
Because cheeseburgers are the GOAT. Like they're the best food.
It's one of the 15 best foods that exist. It's top 20 at least.
It's top 5, top 3.
I'm going to mention one more. This one, it's outdoor. It's hard to play this one at home, but it's one of my favorite things to do, and that's mini golf.
Yeah. Which you can also play indoor. There's a lot of indoor courses
there
out
are.
there.
I always enjoy the outdoor courses, and anytime we're traveling, going places, we're always looking for new mini golf courses to play at. And there's a lot of exciting mini golf places. We've done some of the indoor ones, and to me, they just never live up to the fun of the outdoor.
Unless it's like a glow-in-the-dark neon kind of vibe.
Yes, we've done one of those, like a blacklight mini golf.
Yeah. everywhere else is trying to replicate an outdoor course inside. Like they're making it sound like nature, and you got a waterfall, and like, well, just do it outside. I mean, I get weather and stuff like that, but yeah, you're right. You can't beat outside.
Especially when we go to out west. In Yellowstone last year, in Colorado, we've done several. When you're in the mountains, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
playing mini golf out there. So non-backyard outdoor games, mini golf's probably
it's
probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's got to be up there. Are you good at mini golf?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Better at mini golf than real golf?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not good at real golf.
I always, again, it's golf, so I think I'm better at it than I am, and I get frustrated when I'm playing how I usually play, which is an average to below average. Lauren usually beats me, almost every time when we'll play mini golf, and that makes me feel shame because I'm like, I am into sports. I'm not like a big athlete, but like I get around. I'm not terrible at sports, and yet my wife beats me in mini golf. I think it's just a different skill set, I guess. I don't know. All right. Now we're going to take a short break from our talk on outdoor games to talk about what you have to talk about.
We love hearing you talk about us. It's time for the best things about the best things. Want to hear your feedback on the show? Email us at feedback@bestthingspod.com, tweet at us at bestthingspod, or leave us a review.
Okay, we got some feedback from one of our previous episodes not that long ago. We did a whole episode on ice cream, Aaron.
Yes.
And we started something. We started something where we had a question of the week.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to continue this. I'm going to let you think about the question while I give some feedback.
Okay.
So we asked the question. This was your question that you asked the people. What is your favorite ice cream topping? And we got a few responses. And so I'm going to read them off for you right now. And feel free. We love your feedback. Write us a review, tweet at us, reply to our Instagram stories. We're going to be asking stuff every episode to get your feedback. So favorite ice cream toppings, Hannah B. Bunting said strawberry boba.
As an ice cream topping?
As an ice cream topping.
I've never heard of that.
I haven't. I mean, I've heard of boba, but I've never heard of it on ice cream.
Wow.
I'd be interested in trying it.
I would try it. Sure.
Aaron Lindsay Long says hot fudge. That's mine.
You can't go wrong with hot fudge.
I love hot fudge, man, because it's a contrast in temperature, and then that hot fudge starts to cool down, so it slows down is the best way I could describe it. Like it thickens up, and it's
like lava that just kind of starts to get slower. And
oh my gosh, it's so good. Michael DeRosset says good ice cream doesn't need toppings.
That's
a good take.
That's kind of like steak. A good steak doesn't need steak sauce. If you're eating a quality ice cream,
a great way to put it.
I have no problems with that take.
Yeah. Brianna _love_1 says cherries. I feel like it gives it more flavor and natural fruit.
Okay, but you can't use maraschino cherries then because that's not. You don't find maraschino cherries in nature anywhere.
That's absolutely true. EP Livingston says gummy freaking bears.
I mentioned that on the podcast. I told, and you looked at me like this is a strange thing.
I still think it's strange.
You're gonna have to try it.
I guess so.
You've got to try it.
You were snacking on some gummy worms right before this. So,
yes.
I mean.
Yes.
Seth A.
Time out.
Okay.
Also, because they're kind of in the gummy family, try Sour Patch Kids in your ice cream.
In your ice cream?
Boom.
Really?
Yeah.
That just feels wrong. That sour with milk.
Sonic's doing a Sour Patch Kids deal right now.
I just don't get it.
Huh?
I'll have to try. I never want to knock it before trying it, but that doesn't make sense in my brain. Seth A. Walker says marshmallow. I can get on board with some marshmallow.
In ice cream?
Yeah. Why not?
I mean,
if there's other stuff.
It's already in
itself,
like
not so much.
Rocky Road ice cream already has some like marshmallow in it.
Yeah.
So are you putting like just straight marshmallows on top of your ice cream? Are you putting marshmallow fluff on it?
That's a good point. I guess it would depend on the ice cream. All these, I'm defaulting to vanilla ice cream with the topping.
So am I.
So I would want marshmallow toasted on vanilla ice cream.
I mean, I could see like some sort of, if you were making some sort of s'mores type topping
with hot fudge, with graham cracker.
Some graham cracker on it. Yep.
I could see that. Mason H. Andrews says, not the little ball sprinkles, but rainbow sprinkles without a doubt. Just a classic. The little ball sprinkles hurt your teeth. So they're talking about the little
I know what he's talking
cylinder.
about. You know, like it's on a cosmic brownie.
Yeah. Same kind. Yeah.
You don't want those. You want the regular little,
Yeah.
you know, rainbow sprinkles.
Yeah.
I'm not. Those are one of my favorite toppings on a donut.
Really?
When I was a kid, every single Sunday, my dad would bring me a sprinkle donut.
Wow. Sprinkles just don't do anything for me.
They have no flavor.
They have zero flavor. They don't bring anything to the dish.
They bring a little crunch.
I guess
There's a little texture.
There's other things that I would want crunch from.
Sure.
Yeah. But give us your feedback. What is this week's question of the week?
Okay, before we get to this week's question of the week,
you got some more?
I want to do a follow-up to our ice cream episode.
Okay.
Because you tried some of the Little Debbie ice creams.
I did try.
So
yes.
I want you to kind of tell us what's your take on the Little Debbie ice creams.
Okay. I have not had oatmeal cream pie yet. It's in my freezer. But I have tried strawberry shortcake.
Okay.
And we also have cosmic brownie in our freezer that I haven't tried yet. And honey bun. So I tried strawberry shortcake and honey bun. I broke my diet because Lauren found it at the Walmarts.
Yeah.
And said, do you want me to get some? And I said, yes.
Okay. Between those two, which one did you like the best?
Strawberry shortcake just tasted like strawberry ice cream. It had a little something in there extra, but
it is underwhelming.
It is. And I'm not a big I guess she liked that one a lot because she loves strawberry ice cream. So that was better for her. When I tried the honey bun, it tastes so much like a honey bun. I was blown away.
It does. To me, it's just such a mind-blowing experience that you're eating it frozen.
Yeah.
Versus
it was wow. Now, I feel like you may have overhyped it a little bit. It is really good. I don't think it's going to take the place of some of my other favorites, but it's a really strong ice cream though.
I don't think I oversold it because it's such a unique thing.
It's very unique.
There's no way that it can disappoint you when you try it.
I would say, I hear a lot of people saying the cinnamon. I would not say cinnamon as much as I would just honey bun.
Yeah.
Like it's because when I think of cinnamon, I'm thinking of that spicy or that, like a cinnamon kind of gum that, when you think of cinnamon flavor, I think of cinnamon gum, that kind of overwhelming flavor. It is not that at all. So if you're like averse to cinnamon, I think you'll still like it because it's the uniquely honey bun flavor. It is really good. It is absolutely worth getting for sure.
Okay. This week's question of the week.
Yeah.
If you could only have one outdoor game that you play for the rest of your life.
Ooh.
You can't have any other games. You're choosing one forever. What game is it?
Okay. I like that. If you could pick one outdoor game, what would it be? By the way, what would be your ice cream topping? We'll answer our own questions. What's your go-to?
It would have to be hot fudge.
Yeah, same here.
I don't get it a lot.
No.
Because I'm like our one friend that answered, I don't think most ice creams require that. But
if I'm going to a froyo place that's got all the toppings there, I'm usually putting hot fudge and either graham cracker crumble or peanuts, crushed peanuts.
Again, like at a place where you get just a hot fudge sundae, I feel like it needs the peanuts sprinkled on it. I like that.
It's extra.
Yep.
All right, so give us your feedback. We're going to put this on our Twitter and on our Instagrams and stuff like that, but you can also email us at feedback@bestthingspod. We'd love to hear what you think. If you could only pick one outdoor game to play forever, what would it be? Now, back to our outdoor conversation.
Welcome to the best things.
No. These aren't the best things. These are the worst things.
This is a hard one to think of worst things, I guess. Do you have any off the bat? I've got one.
So I would say living where we live, trying to, especially during the middle of the day, it's not a lot of fun. So you go out in the evening, mosquitoes showing up in the evening, trying to just.
I didn't think about circumstances.
Bugs can really ruin just a fun time when you're just constantly swatting at mosquitoes and you're getting bit.
Yeah.
It ruins a lot of outdoor games.
And humidity. I'll add humidity to that.
Yes.
Too. When you're just sweating out there trying to enjoy yourself, that's the worst. The only other thing I'll add is the only game I have that is the worst, lawn darts.
Okay, why?
Just the complete lunacy of that game, the idea of that. I mean, I get, there's some fun elements to it, but like, as clumsy as I am, as much pain as Coob has cost you, I don't think we need to be playing lawn darts, let alone with kids and stuff like that. Like, there's no sense in us launching giant metal darts at each other. It just makes no sense.
It's fun though.
I mean, sure. I mean, so is shooting guns, but I don't want to do that with certain people and all the time either. Like, at some point, you gotta just think through some of these things.
I'm going to include. I have a love-hate relationship with this, and that is a potato sack race.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
They're fun in theory, but I have hurt myself.
It's a lot of work, too.
You want to talk about exerting energy?
Yes.
Stand in a gunny sack and try to hop for 50 feet or 100 feet or whatever. And then, you end up falling down. I mean, I have gotten hurt so many times doing that. So I would put potato sack races.
I put a 3-legged race with that, too.
Oh, I haven't done one of those in so long. But
you get the wrong partner, the wrong height, the wrong speed, or just there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong with those.
It doesn't work well.
Yeah, none at all. Okay, I think we can both agree. Like, the worst though is bugs and humidity.
Oh yeah,
that'll ruin any outdoor game.
Yeah,
any time
for sure.
All right, bracket up.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the rest. It's time for the best thing bracket.
Okay, continuing to play that bumper until CBS sues us. Woo! Or gives us a cease and desist order.
We're making it.
Okay, Aaron, I believe this was your pick, so I get first pick in the draft.
You go.
I'm gonna pick this. Man, I've got my list here, but I didn't think about putting them in any kind of order.
Yeah, I haven't thought of that either.
Oh, I had one on my list. I forgot. I'm just gonna mention it real quick. Pickleball. Growing in popularity.
It is.
It's a lot of fun.
I was given a pickleball set. I've never played. I was given a pickleball set at Christmas and still haven't played it.
Yeah, we're building a whole bunch of new courts here in Searcy for it, and it's really a lot of fun.
Let me add another one that we didn't mention. That's badminton.
Oh yeah,
another backyard game.
Badminton is also great. But I'm going to go with my number one. I'm going wiffle ball.
Are you really? Wow.
Yeah. Going.
That came out of left field.
Going wiffle ball. I see what you did there. I need the but sound effect.
Okay. Give me cornhole.
See, it was between cornhole or wiffle ball.
Well, you should have taken cornhole.
But I think I would.
You would choose to play wiffle ball over cornhole?
I think I would.
I would too.
The problem is you have to have many people.
You've got to have many people.
You have to have
friends, okay? And that gets in the way of playing some of these things. Like, well, what can I play by myself?
The older you get, the fewer friends you've got to go play wiffle ball. Okay, my number 2 pick. I'm going Coob.
Dang it, you took mine.
Yeah, we're going, and I apparently typed it Jube, but it is Coob with 2 B's, by the way. Kubb if you want to search for it and buy it yourself.
It's not Cub.
No, it's not.
You can always tell the newbies. You play that Cub game?
The nudies? I'm sure there's people out there playing nude Coob.
That sounds very dangerous.
That sounds like something, though. Nude Coob. Coob after dark,
It's like those board games, that they now have all the adult versions of. That's the Coob version, and I'm out on that one.
No, I'm not playing.
I'm not playing it at all.
I don't want to see any of that. That's not going to be on ESPN. That's no.
Nope.
What do you got? Number 2.
Okay. Man, you took my cube and messed me up.
While you're thinking, I forgot about another one. Disc golf.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to talk about
I totally
that
forgot
when
about
we
it.
were talking about frisbees.
Yeah. Disc golf is great. I may add that to the bracket.
What about jump rope? How is that fun?
I don't know.
mean,
we should add that to the worst.
we will retroactively.
Hopscotch.
There's another one. But yeah, I remember jump rope as a kid. I hated it. I remember doing it in PE.
Oh, jump rope for heart, baby.
And then I remember watching all the girls. They were into like the double dutch.
Yeah.
You talk about me breaking something.
Oh, yeah, I would 100% do that. Yes. I would fall on my face, trip, cry, be over.
Okay. I'm going to take volleyball.
Good call. That's a good one to go with. My number 3. Yep, my number 3. I'm gonna go with, what's our criteria? What we think is the best all time, or the one we would want to play, or I don't know.
I mean, that's a tough question.
Yeah, because there's some of these I love.
Are we doing what we're requiring other people to do? Are we going to narrow it down to one for all time?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Man, this is tough, but tetherball is another one.
Oh,
I have not played tetherball since I was in elementary school.
neither have I. Every time I think about tetherball, which isn't that often, but every time I do it, I remember one of the guys that we used to work with who shared a story. Do you remember this? Do you remember what his nickname was?
No. We're talking about Garrett?
Yes.
Okay.
Our friend Garrett. Maybe it's just my memory being able to remember random things.
You do have a great memory.
He told us that he was really good at it, and he was a heftier kid back in the day.
Yeah.
His nickname when it came to tetherball was Gravy Train.
I do remember that. Now that you say it out loud, I remember it.
Every time I see tetherball or think of it, I always think of Gravy Train.
Gravy Train. I'm going disc golf for number 3. I feel ashamed I didn't even mention it earlier, but I would love to say just disc games in general, because I would love to put ultimate frisbee here and just regular tossing the frisbee around. So
Do that.
okay, I'm going to call it disc games.
Have you ever played the giant outdoor version of Throw Burrito?
I have not.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it. I've wanted to play it.
So have I.
Yeah,
I just now I saw that in one of the things I was reading. There was a sponsored ad for it.
yeah.
Okay, this is my
Which throw? You're sponsoring these websites. You sponsor us.
Sponsor
Just
us.
saying.
This is my third pick.
This is number 3 for you, sir.
Okay, give me mini golf.
Oh man, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with my 4th and final pick. I'm gonna go with the great athletic competition that is pickleball. Well, croquet. We're in croquet.
That's what I was going to take.
Yeah. I had that moment of realization, like, you haven't played pickleball, you're not going to vote for pickleball, so I'm going to go croquet.
Here's another one. I just saw.
I'm trying to rig the game here.
You're playing the game. Here's another one that I saw that we didn't even talk about. How about hide and seek?
Oh my gosh. Well, see, I don't think of that as exclusively an outdoor game. Like, you can
play it anywhere.
Yeah.
But we would always play it outdoor after dark,
Yeah.
and it was always a lot of
Of
fun.
course, when you think of that, you think like tag or freeze tag.
Freeze tag, there's
yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Lots of energy expended again. It's
Oh,
one of those
yeah.
games I haven't played since
Great.
I was
Yeah.
10 years old.
Yeah. All right, you got one more.
I've got one more.
And it's going to be?
If I hadn't have mentioned whatever I just mentioned, because I was thinking of what it was. There it is. Kickball.
Kickball. I want to give an honorable shout out, though, to spike ball, because it is a lot of fun to watch. All right, that gives us wiffle ball versus kickball.
Ooh,
That's a good matchup.
it is.
A tough one, but it's a good one.
I'm going in that matchup. I'm going with kickball
I think
just because I think it's easier for a group of people probably to play.
It's the same game.
It's the same game.
I don't know. That's really hard.
And the other thing, I mean, because when you get one of them big guys that can really level, I mean, everybody backs up. You can send one of those kickballs deep.
Yeah, but you can do that with the.
You
can
know
do that with the wiffle ball too.
You're not hitting a wiffle ball.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to go to our favorite website then.
Okay,
right off the bat.
Let's do it.
Let's see.
I'm rooting for the upset here.
Okay, we're looking at the article, "The 20 Best Lawn Games to Upgrade Your Outdoor Party." So we'll see if it.
Ooh,
if
neither of these may be in that.
Yeah. Maybe not. I see a lot of the games on here, but neither one of these have made it yet.
Wow.
Yeah, these are going to be games you have to purchase somewhere. Let me see if there's another one. Let's see. Here's one of the best outdoor games you played as a kid.
It's got to be there.
This may be on here.
Because I played both of those as a kid.
Yeah. Let's see. Man, there's a lot of games here we didn't mention. Tug of War.
Oh, I forgot about Tug of War.
Man, I don't see either of these here yet.
Foursquare is another one I forgot about.
Foursquare. Man, our students have been loving Foursquare. Okay, it's not on either of these lists.
Okay. I know what we do. We rock, paper, scissors for it.
Oh! Okay, this is a... let's do this. We'll do 3... Since this is an audio podcast, if people can't watch us, I'll do a 3, 2, 1. We got to say it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
For the listeners,
yep.
Okay? All right. I have to remember what beats what after we say it. I'm not used to that. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Rock.
Paper.
You win.
Paper beats rock. That means wiffle ball moves on. Man, never win those. Wow. Okay. Next up, we have cornhole versus croquet.
I want to pick croquet just because of my memories of it. But cornhole's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so simple. You can take it anywhere. Yeah. It's easy to move.
You can play a quick game.
You can play, yes. So, way to go, croquet. Thank you for making it this far. Thank you for reminding me about how fun you are. I'm going to play you this year.
Yeah, we commit to that. We're going to play this summer.
But I think cornhole should move on.
All right, next up, volleyball versus disc games.
Man, we play volleyball so much every year.
Yeah.
It's just smacking the ball, spiking on someone.
Yeah, volleyball is a lot of fun. I'm voting for volleyball too. I think it moves on easy.
But the disc games, again.
Yeah, just the simplicity of tossing a Frisbee. Remember the game that me and my brother invented called Tisbee?
Yes.
Where you play.
Yes.
You go. Okay, I got to talk about Tisbee for a second. I need to tell my brother. I don't know if he listens regularly to the show, but I got to tell him to listen to this one because he comes up a lot in this one. But you go onto a tennis court. And you don't need rackets or balls. You just need a Frisbee. It needs to be a fairly heavy-duty Frisbee, like an ultimate Frisbee type Frisbee.
Not Dollar Tree.
No. And you hop out there. It's best played with two people, so pairs, couples, doubles. Couples. Yep. Doubles.
Could be couples.
But you serve like you would a tennis, but yeah, behind the line. You got to serve it over the net. It's got to land in the net, or you can't go out. The other team catches it and has to immediately serve it right back. And it's just a back-and-forth game. And you can't hold it for longer than 2 or 3 seconds. And it is a workout.
It's a workout.
I mean, you are constantly running and diving and moving and catching and throwing. And a lot of fun. If you've obviously probably never played it because we invented it. But that was a long time ago. That's probably 15 years ago, at least.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we got Cube versus mini golf.
Oh,
this is a tough matchup.
I'm going with Cube for the one reason that you can, again, it's an easily travelable game.
Yeah.
You have to go somewhere to play mini golf.
Yeah.
I would love someday to be one of those kind of people. I have a mini golf course built in my backyard. But
we ordered one of these on Amazon. You can get little cups with the flags. You can make your own mini golf course in your house or in your yard. I mean, it's harder in your yard,
Yeah.
But you can do it in your house. That'd be fun. We did that one time. All right, Cube moves on. So we find ourselves on yours. You have a side of the bracket. I have a side. So you got to make a choice between cornhole and volleyball.
Volleyball.
Volleyball advances. I got a choice between wiffle ball and cube. I'm gonna go cube. As much as I like wiffle ball, I think for the same reason you said, like cube is easily travelable.
Yeah.
You can play with a smaller group of people if you want to. You don't need anything special. Wiffle ball, you got to get out the bats and the wiffle balls, and you got to have a bunch of people, and so I'm going to go.
And that's the one negative to volleyball is that there's more stuff required. There's more people required.
Right.
So, cornhole, again, you can take it with you. 2 of you can play it.
Yeah. So our finals matchup here, cube versus volleyball. We want to try a 3, 2, 1, see where we get.
Yes.
You got a decision made up?
I do.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Cube.
Volleyball.
Okay. Well, I have a feeling we're going to go to Ranker, but I have a feeling I know that.
And again, if you have a group of people, I love playing volleyball. If you have a smaller crew of people, make it cube.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of people. Yeah, obviously volleyball moves on. Cube's not going to be on that list. So volleyball, congratulations. You are the winner. You're the best thing. You're the best outdoor game. Congratulations. You did it. But yeah, there's a lot of people who have never played Cube, and give it a shot.
You absolutely need to
It's
give
not
it a
that
shot.
expensive. It's really affordable, and it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a whole lot easier than trying to get volleyball set up to play.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
yeah,
it is.
Absolutely is. Okay. Well, we got one more matchup ahead. Let's see. This should be interesting. Actually, it's probably going to be a no contest, but
It may be the best thing today, but is it the best thing of all time? It's time for the best thing battle.
okay, we have our matchup today. In this corner, volleyball. Woo! In the other corner, the defending champion, cookie dough peanut butter cup ice cream.
Oh. 2 totally opposite things here.
So very opposite. One burns calories, one adds calories. One you taste sand, one you taste ice cream. I don't feel like this is much of a contest.
I don't think it is either.
I think we're both in agreement, right? Cookie dough peanut butter cup ice cream in a landslide. Continues its reign. Oh my gosh.
So this is its second win.
This is number 2. Yeah. It's got three more weeks it can be there.
Before it's retired to the Hall of Fame.
the Hall of Game.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wow. That was a good one. That one was honestly a trip down memory lane.
100%.
I was kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting that.
Just thinking about some of those games again, going back to your childhood. I'm sure we left more off as you just continue to look down through here. I see other things.
Yeah, Yard Pong.
Yes.
There was a couple of Giant Connect 4.
Giant Jenga.
Yeah, Giant Jenga. Just being in the sprinkler.
Slip and slide.
Slip and slide. We forgot slip and slide.
That's a great
That is a really
summer
good one.
activity.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
But these are the things that just, now we're into the summer season.
Yeah.
No matter which of these, I think it's just good. Get out of the house.
Yeah.
Get into nature with your family, into the backyard, get off the electronics, and spend some time connecting and doing fun things like this.
Yeah, I feel like I need to play sappy music behind you. Just
well,
you get sentimental and you get outside and just go camping.
Go take a hike.
Yeah, go walk. You did a lot of walking last week. So yeah, get outside. Anything else we need to tell the peoples?
No, except answer our question of the week.
Yes, please do.
There's only one game that you can have for the rest of time.
Yeah. What would it be?
What is it?
We would love to know. All right, that'll do it for the best things. I'm Craig.
I'm Aaron.
Talk at you next time. Adios.
Thanks for listening to the Best Things Podcast. If you like today's episode, give it a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast app. You can also find us on all the socials at Best Things Pod and listen to full episodes on YouTube. To hear your opinion on the podcast, email us at feedback@bestthingspod.com or tap the link in the episode notes to leave us a voicemail, and you can hear your voice on an upcoming episode of the podcast.